你好，10年级，我是党老师. Hi, Year 10. This is Dang Lao Shi here. Wanted to put together a quick video to give you guys some help with the first assessment task. Help you get a place to start. So I'm here in our Google Classroom, looking at this lovely picture of Beijing. That's Beijing, in case you didn't realise. This tower is finished now, so there's no cranes there anymore. Anyway, so to get to the assessment task, you can either click down there, where's the thing in the stream, or you come up to classwork, and here it is. It's our travel blog assessment task. My classroom looks a little bit different to yours because I'm the teacher, but most of this stuff is more or less the same. So let's just have a look at the documents. Now I've already got them open, so I'm just going to switch tabs for a second here. So here's the assessment task, and okay, you got your details here. Give it to me by the end of week 11. Got some outcomes from the syllabus. And our description is pretty simple. You're going to write a travel blog about a holiday. It can be real or fictitious, and any destination you choose. It must be written in Chinese characters, and it must include information about where you've been, how you got there, what the weather was like, places and activities you did at your destination, whether you liked the place or had fun. Let's change that. Or had fun. So my computer's a bit slow, so it doesn't want to delete stuff for me. And time words, present and or past tense. Some pictures would be a good idea. So you've got to write 150 characters. That sounds like a lot. I want to try and show you in this video how you can get there, give you a method to get to that 150 characters. Okay, so all the information's here. I'll come back to this resources bit in a minute. We've got marking criteria. Okay, so if you want to know exactly what I'm looking for in this blog, please read this. Okay, because I want to show you a method of doing an okay one, where you can get like a C down here somewhere. If you do it well, maybe you get a B. But you've got to do some extra stuff to get an A, which I'm not quite going to go into so much in the video. So here's the marking criteria. Make sure you're familiar with that. So what I want to show you very quickly is here. Don't know if you guys have WeChat. If you do, let me know. I'll make another video on how to use it. Otherwise, we're going to look at some example travel blogs. So I'm actually going to click on this link, follow it through. Now, this is a list post of the 14 most beautiful travel blogs in 2019. Now, do you need to produce something this beautiful? In short, no, of course not. Okay, these are professionally produced travel blogs. I just thought I'd give you an idea of, what really top of the line travel blogs look like. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down the list. I'm just going to pick one. I saw one I liked the look of before. Where was it? And these are amazing if you want to have a look at them. They're kind of cool. Actually, yeah, this one, I Am Eileen. So where's my link? So if I click on that one, this will open the I Am Eileen travel blog. Sorry, my internet connection's a bit slow today. So you can see this has been seen on various places. So all this does, it just shows you, this is her blog. Now I'm just going to go to the latest posts rather than the video stuff. So on the 26th of March, she posted the top 3 things to do in Oslo. So you can see she's got pictures up here. And as soon as I can scroll down, there we go. So she's got pictures here of Oslo and then text. Yeah. So picture, text, picture, text. So really, with your blog, this is all you have to do. All right. You don't have to take the pictures yourself. You can just find a picture. That's fine. But it's just, picture, text, picture, text. Okay. That's what a blog is. Okay. That's what they look like. So feel free to scroll through some of these for some more examples, but this is just one you could do. Right, so I'm going to close that now. All right, so I want to focus a bit now on what you have to write, okay? So this document that we're about to look at, the travel blog scaffold, If I just sit back very quickly to the Google Classroom, that's this document here. Okay, so it's there on the assignment. So you've got the assessment task itself, the description of what you're going to do, and then a scaffold, which will hopefully help you do it. All right, so I'm not going to read through everything here. You guys can all read. It's broken up into sections. What's the task? Where to go? I suggest China, but you could go anywhere. Now, this is the part I want to focus on. I want to give you a template to write with. Okay, so I've put together something very basic, which matches the basic requirements of the task. And the template looks like this. On such and such a date, I and someone went by transport to place. The weather in place was sunny, raining, whatever. In the place, we did something. I like the place because it is an adjective, or I don't like the place because it is a different adjective. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and look at the English. So here's an example where I sort of filled in those blanks. Yeah. On March 14, I and my mother went by plane to Beijing. The weather in Beijing was very cold. It was snowing. On March 15, we went to the museum. I like Beijing because it is big and interesting. All right. So that's a basic template for how your language could look. This isn't the only way you can do this task, but it's one way. So I've put the template in Chinese up here. So you got year and month and day. They're the characters for a date. So in here you put a number. 我和 I and a person 一起 together. Then we've got a verb and a transport. So it could be 坐飞机 or it could be 坐公共汽车 took a plane, took a bus. 去了 somewhere. Went somewhere. Right, so you can see I've put it in this order here in the English because that's how the Chinese comes out. Yeah. And then that place, the 天气, the weather, and then you put the weather in there. 在 at the place. 我们 we, and then it might be 散步 went for a walk. 滑雪 went skiing. And then 我不 in the brackets. 我不喜欢 so I don't like the place. 因为 because then you got to put the place in adjective. You know, Beijing is dirty or Shanghai is stupid. Yeah. So this is a template, right? Everywhere you've got brackets, that's our chance to put in different language depending on what we're doing. Okay. So if we take this example again, so on March the 14th, I and my mother went by plane to Beijing. The weather in Beijing was cold, it was snowing. On March 15, we went to the museum. I like Beijing because it's big and interesting. In Chinese, what does that look like? 3月14日，我和我妈妈一起坐了飞机去了北京。All that's one sentence. 北京的天气很冷，有雪。3月15日，我们去了博物馆。我喜欢北京，因为北京很大，很有意思。Right, so all that Chinese is just this text. And I've counted that up, and what that says there is true. That's 50 characters. So to do the minimum amount of work required for this task, you need to produce 3 things just like that, and you've got 150 characters. Okay, and that's it, and you're done. All right. So last couple of things, variation's important. So mix it up, use different kinds of transport, different activities, different weather in each place. Okay, and revision is the key. We've actually studied pretty much all of the language that we'll need. I'll show you this Chinese English dictionary in a second. So what I thought we could do, rather than messing up my template, I'm just going to take this stuff. I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to chuck it into a blank doc that I've got prepared. Right, so as I'm doing this task, this is how I'm going to try and do it. So I'm just going to put a date in here, right? Because, okay, let's imagine that I'm traveling to somewhere in China I don't want to go in their summer, because summer's interesting to me. That's August in China, is their summer. So let's just say the 10th of August, just because we can. All right, so there's our date. Now, let's say I want to make this one romantic, and I'm going to go with my girlfriend. All right, so I'm going to say I and my girlfriend, just to mix it up. You could put a family member in there, you could put a friend, whatever. And because this is the first place I'm going, and I'm going to China, it makes sense that the first leg of my journey is by plane. All right, I can always put a couple of places later when I'm traveling around in China where I'm going by bus or by train or by bullet train or by boat. Something that's a bit more interesting. But I'm going to fly to Beijing or fly to China. And let's just do Beijing again because, why not? Going to Beijing. All right, so there's the first line of my template. All right. Now, let's just go one line at a time. So we've got to get that into Chinese. All right. So I've got to get that line into Chinese. How do we do it? Well, I better change my language first. There we go. So now I'm in Chinese. So August is the 8th month. 8 is Ba. So that's the third character there. Better press 3. So Ba Yue, and I need the 10th. So that's Shi. I don't mind to put these numbers just in regular numbers. That's fine. Wo he. Now I've got to write my girlfriend. So it's just wo de my new Pengyao. Quick note, when you want new, if you want those little dots on the U for new, you have to type V, because otherwise it comes up with just the NU, and that's nu, that's a different word. All right, so new is NV, just with opinion. New Pengyao. There we go. 一起. Now we've got to go to take a plane. So take the plane is 坐飞机. And then 去了. And I've said Beijing. Beijing. I mistyped that. Beijing. All right. So there's my first sentence. All right. So back up in English. So we've said the place was Beijing. So the weather in Beijing was, let's say, very hot, because we're there in the middle of summer, and Beijing is very hot in the middle of summer. So now we come back down here. So place is just Beijing. Beijing 的天气. Now I want to say very hot. If you guys remember, very 很 hot. 热 R-E, opinion. So you get the idea, right? So it's just a matter of using this template and then putting our stuff into Chinese, and that's how you can do it. I guess one thing you might be worried about is, well, if I forget how to say this stuff, where do I find the vocabulary for weather or for transport? Well, that's in the Google Classroom. If you come back to the classroom, and if you scroll down a little bit in the classwork below the Education Perfect task where it says grammar and vocabulary slides. All right, if you can't remember what the weather stuff is, come in here and all my slides are there. Then you can look at them and you can go in and work out what the vocabulary is. All right, so you've got access to all of the slides that we've used in class. All right, so that's super handy to use. You can see, you can come in, the slides open up, and all your vocabulary is here. Yeah, sunny, Xingtian. So that's the easiest way to do it. One last thing I'd say very quickly, how do I make it look like a travel blog? How do I make it look pretty? You could just use Google Slides, because you can use different formats. So you can apply a layout to the slides. Yeah. So where you've got section, title, description, main point, title, body. So have a play with different formats, and you can make it look really nice. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to say at the moment. I think that's about enough for one video. Have a go with it. If you get stuck, post a question in the classroom. I'll be sure to answer it. But just remember, this model could be really helpful. So good luck, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you need to.